I'm Zane, a relationship consultant and psychologist. If you've ever looked in the mirror and felt like a stranger to your own body after emotional abuse, this is for you. Slowly, your body stops feeling like yours. You second-guess what you wear, how you sit, what you eat. You feel heavy not from weight, but from constantly watching yourself. Narcissistic relationships don't just break your heart. They disconnect you from your instincts, your reflection, your skin. If that question lives in your guts, stay here. Your body has always known the truth. Healing starts not in perfection, but in presence. Let's dive in. It often doesn't start with yelling. It starts with a joke, a glance, a suggestion. That's what emotional abuse does. It whispers. It turns survival into silence. You carry it in your breath, your posture, your sleep. Not just the way you look, but the way you feel. Rather, the way you do not. Until one day, you began seeing flaws where there were none. You zoomed in on the smallest imperfections. You stopped trusting compliments. You begin to confuse anxiety with attraction, criticism with care. That belief becomes a filter you cannot turn off. Even when others see your beauty, you do not feel it. Even when clothes fit, you still feel exposed. And the more you adapt, the more disconnected you become from your own body. In toxic relationships, survival often means tuning out your instincts. You ignore hunger. You push through exhaustion. You feel pain and tell yourself to get over it. Narcissistic abuse doesn't just shatter confidence, it hijacks your sense of safety, makes you shrink, go numb, stay hyper-aware. This episode is for anyone who's ever wondered, when did I stop feeling safe in myself? It is like living in a body that is waiting for something to go wrong. That trust was taught out of you. Taught that your needs were inconvenient, that asking for rest was a weakness, listening to your own body was selfish. Number 1, reclaiming your body after narcissistic abuse. You do not realize how much your body has changed until one day. You catch yourself in the mirror and it hits you. Narcissistic abuse often invades your boundaries, emotionally, physically, and sexually. You apologize for needing space. You feel guilty for saying, "I am not comfortable." You may even begin to sabotage peaceful moments because they feel unfamiliar. And that silence is dangerous because it teaches you to ignore harm until it becomes routine, until you begin mistaking self-abandonment for strength. This numbness creeps in after surviving narcissistic abuse. It is like your body no longer feels like home, not because something happened overnight. Just to keep the peace, just to stay loved. You overexercise, you skip meals, you neglect care, hypervigilance, always bracing, even when you are safe. Your body has not gotten the message. Healing begins the moment you stop trying to fix your body and start listening to it. Not with shame, not with urgency, but with presence. Through slow movement, through breath. Each one sends your body a message it may not have heard in years. You are safe now. You are mine. I will not abandon you again. Through noticing what feels good instead of what feels wrong. But because someone you trusted made you question every part of it slowly, systematically, until the discomfort became normal, you stopped noticing how often you apologized, how often you checked their face before expressing joy, how often you told yourself you were lucky to be loved even when it hurt. It is a relationship to rebuild. You stop obsessing over how it looks and start asking how it feels. You learn that softness is strength. Until then, stay close to your instincts. They live in your body. Your body is trying every single date to bring you back to yourself and of what you are finally ready to release. Number 2, body shame and dysmorphia, the subtle erosion of worth. You do not know how to be touched without feeling watched. How did you start to reconnect? Let someone know in the comments. Your story might be the one thing that helps someone else start to feel human again. You do not know how to be loved without feeling controlled. You eat because you are hungry, not because you earned it. You sleep because you are tired, not because it is allowed. It might have started as helpful advice, a comment about your weight, your skin, your style, or worse, a comparison. A subtle reminder that someone else looked better, that you could try harder, and you did. You tried, you adjusted, you internalized. You begin to believe that pain is proof of connection, that suffering is the price of being wanted. Your body no longer knows how to recognize safety unless it is fighting to keep it. Because somewhere deep down you believed, I am not good enough. Not just physically, but fundamentally. and it becomes exhausting, constantly managing an image that never feels like it belongs to you. Number 3, disconnecting to survive. When you stop listening to your body, but the damage does not end there. You become so used to performing calm on the outside that you stop checking in with the inside. Pleasure becomes foreign. Comfort feels indulgent. And when someone touches you even gently, you flinch. Not because of fear, but because your body forgot how to trust. And slowly, you become a stranger to yourself. It's present in every room, but not really here. Number 4, living on alert, somatic tension, and chronic stress. And all the while, your nervous system is running on high alert. Your shoulders stay tense. Your sleep feels light. Your gut is tight. And honestly, you start to believe that relaxing is dangerous, that rest is weakness, that stillness means something is coming. The quiet becomes threatening. The absence of conflict feels like the calm before a storm. Number 5, boundaries and consent. What abuse teaches us to forget. And here's where it gets more painful. You say yes when you mean no, because saying no never felt like an option. And eventually you begin to override your own body's signals just to avoid conflict. And what happens over time is that your body stops warning you, stops protesting, it's learned silence. Number 6, self-punishment. When shame turns inward, and somewhere in all that confusion, shame creeps in. Quiet but sharp. You punish your body for not being enough. You act recklessly, not because you do not care, but because you have forgotten what it feels like to be precious. And when intimacy enters the picture, real intimacy, it feels like a threat. That's the tragedy of internalized abuse. It makes love feel dangerous, and danger feel familiar. Number 7, the way back. Reclaiming your body from abuse. But here's the shift, and it is subtle, but it is powerful. You learn to inhabit your body again. You stretch without judging. These are not small things. They are acts of radical defiance, choosing connection over control. Number 8, from survival to self-respect. And over time, you stop performing for survival and you start choosing for self-respect. You begin to remember that your body is not a problem to solve, that boundaries are sacred, that your body was never the enemy, it was the evidence of what you survived, of what you carried. Have you felt this disconnect from your body after being with someone who made you feel like you were never enough? In the next episode, we will talk about guilt, the quiet kind that lingers after abuse, and how it keeps us from fully healing.